So right now, the English learning community in Japan is massive. If you search for English learning on YouTube, and you find countless English teaching influencers, and every single one of them has videos like, "Oh, don't say this, or you screwed if you use this phrase." Bro, seriously, shut the f up. This whole community just makes people anxious by telling them they have to be perfect, which totally kills their motivation to speak. So today I'm gonna show you 10 phrases that will supposedly get you marks if you use them. I know I have a lot of native English speakers watching, so please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, let's get into it. Number 1. I'm fine, thank you, and you. I think everyone's heard this at least once. It's basically the old mate stereotype for English beginners. It's become such a meme lately that school might not even teach it anymore, but they definitely did back when I was a student. People make fun of it because it sounds way too much like a textbook, or it's just too polite. Like, nobody actually talks like that. It's told as the standard reply to "how are you?" But what do you guys think? Have you ever actually said this? To me, I'd probably just say, "Good, you?" Anyway, this has been memed a lot, so I doubt anyone uses it seriously now. It's so obvious that even beginners are just saying it as a joke, so culturally, I think we can just accept it. Number 2. Can you speak Japanese? I'm sure some of you guys have been asked this, but honestly, what do you guys think of that? In Japan, this is actually considered a rude way to ask. Apparently, starting with "can you" gives the impression that you judge their ability based on their looks or nationality. So they say the safe way is, "Do you speak Japanese?" Imagine a Japanese person who clearly doesn't speak much English comes up to you and asks, "Oh, can you speak Japanese?" Are you really gonna think, "Whoa, this guy assumed I can't speak it just because I look like a bloody gaijin? What a jerk." So first off, Japanese people tend to think Japan is a minor country in the world, so a foreigner speaking Japanese is basically a god to them. It's totally natural to wonder if someone can speak it just because they don't look Asian. If we complain about discrimination over every little thing, we'd never stop. And on the flip side, if a super Asian looking guy like me went to, I don't know, Finland, and someone asked, "Oh, can you speak Finnish?" I'd just be like, "Yeah, fair enough." Number 3. Why did you come to Japan? Here's another classic phrase we're told is rude. Apparently, it sounds too direct, almost like an interrogation, or it makes the person feel like an outsider, blah blah blah. Yeah, just shut up. I think it all comes down to your tone of voice. Of course, if you bluntly ask like, "Why did you come to Japan?" Yeah, it might feel a bit weird, but if you just ask naturally in a conversation, nobody's gonna care, right? Especially when it's coming from a Japanese person who isn't fluent in English. If you honestly think, "Oh, this guy's acting innocent, but is actually being sarcastic," yeah, you paranoid. I guarantee you, 99% of the time, they're just asking a genuine question. Do you guys really think they have the skill to be sarcastic in a second language? No way. They're not British, by the way. So what are we taught to say instead? What brings you to Japan? You know, if a Japanese person uses the phrase on you, basically it just means they study really hard. So please say this. Number 4. You're welcome. You're seeing the pattern now, right? By trashing phrases that everyone normally uses, these influencers get attention and views. Honestly, for us learners, It just makes us thinking, oh, then what the hell am I supposed to say? They just love stirring up anxiety by saying, oh, this one can sound rude. But I heard it all the time from waiters and flight attendants in English-speaking countries. Mostly Canada, and I don't think it's rude at all. But yeah, you get corrected a lot for using "you're welcome," and they tell you no problem or no worries is better. So please tell them all, just there's nothing wrong with saying "you're welcome." Literally no problem. Number 5. Pardon? This is the classic textbook phrase for asking someone to repeat themselves, but you get mocked if you use it. Apparently, it's outdated and nobody says it anymore. Maybe that's true in the US. People always tell us that, huh? Or what is way more natural, but is it really a crime to use it? I heard pardon a lot in Canada, but yeah, it felt like older people use it more, but I don't think it's completely dead. The funny thing is, after constantly criticizing phrases for being rude and pushing this Japanese style don't offend anyone vibe, they turn around and mock you for using a formal expression like this. Yeah, the hypocrisy is insane. At this point, I don't even know what the right answer is. I've heard it's still used a lot in the UK, but yeah, who knows. I guess the real issues is that English education in Japan is 100% based on American English. I really wish they would stop using America as the absolute standard for everything. We just want to learn English that works. It's not like we just want to become Americans. Number 6. What is your hobby? This one is a bit different. It's more about a slight shift in nuance. For us, a hobby is literally anything you like doing, such as playing games, taking a walk, listening to music, and even sleeping. But we are taught that to a native speaker, a hobby means something you spend lots of money on and take seriously, like gardening or photography. Because of that gap, they tell us to ask, what do you like to do in your free time? I don't know about this one. I'm not a native speaker, so I don't fully get it. But if a non-native asks, well, what's your hobby? Is anyone actually gonna strictly categorize hobby and get confused? I think it's like the word toilet. Americans say restroom or bathroom. They don't say toilet because, I don't know, it sounds too specific. But even so, if a non-native says, oh, where is the toilet? You know they just want to use the restroom, right? It's the same thing, and I've heard toilet is totally fine in the UK, so words can have slightly different vibes depending on the person or place. So if hobby is one of those, I think people are just overthinking it. Number 7. I want a hamburger. This is the classic phrase we're told not to use at restaurants. Apparently, it's too direct and it sounds childish. Instead, they teach us to say, can I get a hamburger, or I like a burger. Again, I'm not a native speaker, so I don't know for sure, but like I keep saying, what if a Japanese person with a heavy accent says this? Natives might have their own rules, but we are non-natives. It doesn't matter if it sounds childish or not. This is the best we can do. So if a Japanese person says, oh, I want a please don't laugh, just hand them Coca-Cola, alright? Number 8. Oh my god. This is one we've been hearing a lot lately. As you can guess, it's for religious reasons. But come on, it's basically its own standalone phrase at this point. So, isn't it fine? I'm not Christian, so I don't want to overstep, but does everyone really think about god every single time they say oh my god. It's in movies constantly, and I have plenty of friends who use it all the time, so I doubt anyone says it with actual religious intent. I mean, around strict religious people or inside a church, it's probably safer to say oh my gosh and oh my goodness, but being told never use OMG in your daily life is a bit much. I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna keep using oh my god. And personally, I love saying oh my lord because it just sounds badass. Number 9. I like dog. Here's another one constantly called out in the Japanese community because dog is not plural. Makes it sound like you enjoy eating dog meat. Again, I don't have the native intuition for this, but does it really sound like that? Is it not just about context? Like I keep saying, if a non-native says it, would you not know what they meant? I honestly wonder what natives think when they hear broken grammar. Personally, I sometimes wonder if it can't just be accepted as a culture. Like for example, the English spoken by black people or people in the South America has different grammar rules, right? When I first heard it, I was like, wait, you can say that? Like, since that accepted as a culture, maybe Japanese English and its mistakes could be recognized as a culture too? Yeah, like, speaking with proper grammar is really important, of course, but maybe we need to be a little bit more assertive to make people accept our style. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Number 10. Sorry. At this point, you're probably thinking, then what the hell can you say? Yeah, this one isn't really about being grammatically wrong, but about when to use it. We have this super convenient word, sumimasen, and they tell us not to use sorry in the exact same way. Maybe that's true, especially in America, but in Canada, I use it exactly like the Japanese sumimasen all the time, and I heard it's the same in the UK. So I always think we don't all need to be Americans. There are so many types of English out there. America, Canada, the UK, New Zealand, Australia, and in Asia, there's Thailand, Singapore, the Philippines, India. Isn't it about time Japanese English got some respect too? Everyone else speaks confidently, believing their regional version is correct, but we Japanese are still constantly somehow chasing the American shadow. Let's just end this now. It's okay, Japan. We've already made the world accept Japanese English. Remember? Hentai, Bukkake, Ahegao, Gawa! What language is that? That's right, Japanese. Rise up now. This time, we will conquer the world.